Hi girls, in this semester you people have the major paper C++. So C++ is a object-oriented programming language. In your last semester you studied about the structured programming language, that is a C programming. So there is a difference between structured programming and object-oriented programming language. So C++ is fully based on the object-oriented programming language. So before I start the concepts of C, I am today going to explain you the concept of OOPS, what is called object-oriented programming language. Okay. So what is object-oriented programming language? In structured programming techniques, programs are typically organized around the code. You people already knew that C is a structured programming language. You also have a structured. You have to follow the structure. Okay. So in object-oriented programming techniques, programs are organized around the data, with the key principle being data controlling access to code. In object-oriented language, you define the data and the routines that are permitted to act on that data. So this is the one of the important concept in the object-oriented programming. That is, the programs are organized around the data. Okay, so we must define precisely the data type, what sort of operations can be applied to that data. So what is the OOP? OOP is an approach for writing software in which data and behavior are packed together as classes whose instances are object. So here it is all based on the class and objects in OOP. What is a class? A class is a named software representation for an abstraction, where an abstraction is a named collection of attributes and behavior relevant to the modeling a given entity for some particular purpose. An object is the distinct instance of a given class that is structurally identical to all other instances of that class. Software code in OOP is written to define classes, instant object, and manipulate these objects. So these are all the key concept of the OOPS concept. The first one is the object and class, abstraction, encapsulation, polymorphism, and inheritance. So these are all the concepts called as the OOPS. Generally, these concepts are called as OOPS: class, object, abstraction, encapsulation, polymorphism, and inheritance. These concepts were not present in the structured programming language. These are all only in the object-oriented programming language. These concepts: class, object, abstraction, and all the things. Okay. So what is called a class and an object? A class is a blueprint from which objects are created. And then an object is an instance of the class. For example, object is a real world entity such as a chair, pen, table, laptop, a fruit, like that. Okay. A car, like that. Class is a group of similar objects. Object is a physical entity. Class is a logical entity. Object is created many times as per requirement. Class is declared once. For a class, you have to create any number of objects. So objects allocates memory when it is created only. Class does not allocate memory when it is created. Object is created through new keyword. Class is declared using the class keyword. I will tell you what are all class and objects in my next video. This is only the concept of OOPS. So just I given the introduction what is called a class and object. In my next class, I will surely give you a example program with class and objects, how you declare classes and objects in C++. So this is the example for a class and object. So Apple is a class. The name of the class is Apple class. The attributes of the class are color and taste, and the behavior of the class is the display. So for that class, it has a two object. The first one is Granny Smith color green, and taste is sour. And then the second apple type is, the first apple object is Granny Smith. The second object apple type is delicious, and the color of the apple is red, and the taste is sweet, and the behavior is display. So these two objects belong to the one class of apple. One apple is in the taste sour, another class of apple is in the taste sweet. Okay. So this is also an example of real-time example of a class object example. So here this is the class. Class is core. Generally you call this a core. In that core you have a variety of companies, variety of models are available, but generally it named as a core. So if you choose, if you take an object, it has a variety of different models of cars: Audi car, sports car, Maruti, Honda, and that like that any different types of models are available, but generally you call it as a car. So the general model is called as the class, and the individual objects of the similar types are called the objects. So this is a real-time example for the class and the object. So once again, this is an object. An object is a generally called as a car, but it has a model, year of manufacturing. These are all the members of the class, and then the functions of the class, that is called the behavior of the object, or it will start, move, and stop. So generally a car is an object, but it has a different types of models, year of manufacture, and colors. And the functions of that object is, here the object is a car, so the functions of the car are start, move, and stop. So this is called the class and objects. And then the encapsulation. So capsulation means it will hold something inside securely. For example, if you take a tablet capsule, what you have it like out within the outer cover, there is a medicine is placed between that capsule, so it will cover the inner content. Okay, like that in C++, in OOPS concept, the data and the methods are covered one another. That is called the encapsulation. So encapsulation is the process of enclosing within classes and objects that the attributes and methods. In other words, encapsulations allows wrapping up of data and functions into a single unit. Okay, so this is also the main thing. Encapsulation allow wrapping. Wrapping means covering. Wrapping up of data and functions into a single unit. You can imagine a capsule, a tablet, capsule. If you open it, you have seen a medicine within it, but there is an outer cover for it. Okay, so like that it will in C++ in OOPS concept, encapsulation allow wrapping up of data and functions into a single unit. The advantage of this encapsulation is data hiding, a restriction of external access to features of a class, and then the information hiding. The implementations of details are not known to the user. So it mainly used for encapsulation is mainly used for data hiding and information hiding. So this is the example of encapsulation. So this is the model picture of the capsule. Within the capsule, you have seen that some medicines, but in the OOPS concept, what place between this encapsulation is within a class. The class is like a capsule. It will hold the methods and variables together, or wrapping it together, the methods and variables, and it shown as a class. So this is also for the pictorial representation of encapsulation. Encapsulation means it's encapsulate. It wrapping the methods and variables of the class. Okay. And the third concept of the OOPS is polymorphism. Polymorphism means, it's a Greek word, polymorphism. Poly means many. Morphism means it can ability to take any other form. So polymorphism is the ability to use an operator or a method in different ways. For example, if you choose the operator plus in C++, in Java, the plus is used for addition operation, and also it is used for to concatenate the strings. Okay, so the single operator, it will perform more than one operation. This is called the polymorphism concept in OOPS. Polymorphism gives different meanings or functions to the operators or methods. Here, the polymorphism is used in the operators and also in methods. Methods means in C you have told as functions, but in the OOPS concept it is called as methods. So polymorphism in C++, the process of representing one form in multiple forms is known as polymorphism. Here one form represents original form or original method always resides in base class, and multiple forms represents overridden method which resides in the derived classes. This will you people will get these content in my further classes. This is only the introduction, so just I give what is polymorphism, what is encapsulation, what is class. In my next classes you people will get a clear idea about what is class and object, polymorphism and inheritance, like that. So polymorphism is derived from the Greek word poly and morphs. The word poly means many and the morph means forms. So polymorphism means many forms. So this is the pictorial representation for the polymorphism. This is a person. He will behave like a customer in a shopping mall, passenger in a bus, student in a school, home like a son. So he role a many same person, but he plays a many roles. That is called the polymorphism. Here in the OOPS concept, the polymorphism gives a different meaning to the operators and the methods. So for example, this is the picture, the general, the class name, shape. This is the method name. Here you can see the three method, triangle, rectangle, circle. Three have the same method name draw. So this is the polymorphism. The next one is the inheritance. Inheritance means it is a very powerful feature in OOP. It is a concept in which the properties of one class are available for the other class. That means in the real life example, a grandchildren has a feature, has get some features from his parent, from his a children has get some characteristic from their parents or from the grandparents, like that. It is a concept in which the properties of one class are available for the other classes. The class that is being inherited is called a superclass or base class. The class that inherits the properties and functions of the superclass is called the subclass or derived class. So these are all the types of inheritance available in C. Simple inheritance, C++. Simple inheritance, multi-level inheritance, multiple inheritance, hierarchical inheritance, hybrid, multi-path inheritance. Okay. So this is the base class, this is the derived class. Base class means this is a parent class. Derived class is like a child class, because a child can get some characters from the parents or from the grandparents, like that. Okay. So I will explain you detail in my next classes what is these are all. So but this is the types of inheritance available in C++ OOPS concept. This is the pictorial representation for the inheritance. Generally there is a class called vehicle. From that, it was divided into two types. One is the automobile, one is the pulled vehicles. Automobile means motor driven. Pulled means it was pulled by the human. So automobiles have general feature. Car and bus both are derived some property from the automobiles. Okay, but car have a individual feature also. Bus has a individual feature also. But some basic concepts are derived from the automobile motor driven class. Like that, here cart is a trolley is a pulled vehicle that is pulled by the human. Like that, the rickshaw is also a human pulled vehicle. So both have some different attitudes. Cart also has its own feature, and also rickshaw also, but they are two individual classes derived some content from the pulled vehicles. So this is the inheritance concept. And then the data abstraction. Data abstraction is creating classes with appropriate functionality which hide the unnecessary details. So and then data encapsulation. This is the implementation is encapsulated by the interface, and the only way to get the implementation legally is through the interface.